What's up? What's up? Your boy Domuto. We're back with another video. Today we are watching Beyond Dragon Ball Super. God of Destruction Rino erases his fighters. Gohan semi-final battle. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it, man. It's time to suction.
As our story now continues with Gohan being shown taking center stage and gearing himself up to battle against Universe 13.
And they ain't losing to no making it.
Even with Universe 13, Saffron being shown patiently waiting just before having to engage was when Saffron then went on to address Gohan by then responding, "I am no stranger to you and your kind, but I'd be lying to you if I said that I wasn't a tad bit curious on seeing what you can do. However, though, I warn you now that you will not proceed and advance any further with me in your way," Saffron continues. And so now that I can see with the way you fight, I can assure you that you will not win. And so I'm not sure if you're aware of my kind, but we Namekians here in Universe 13 are proud and noble warriors, for we were the ones who put an end to your reign of terror in this universe. And so you've been warned, Saiyan, with Gohan responding, "Well, so it looks like the Saiyans who existed in this universe were also just as bad as the ones that we dealt with back home, I see. Well, this might come as a surprise to you, but I am in fact very familiar with your kind," Gohan says. "And as a matter of fact, one of them is my mentors, and so I don't know what it was that you had to go through and experience here in this universe, but trust me when I say that we are no strangers to Namekians and what they can do," with Saffron then responding, "A mentor, you say? What absolute nonsense. Us Namekians could never side into helping you and your kind, and so I don't believe a single word that you say, Saiyan. But in any case, if what you appear to be saying turns out to be true, which I doubt, then I want you to show me on what this Namekian mentor of yours was able to teach you," Saffron continues. "And just know that I am not like Voltrix. I am much tougher and far stronger than he is to be treated the same, and so you've been warned ahead of time, Saiyan." Wow, so this universe also has Namekians and at one point Saiyans too, Goku questions? "Well, what are the odds of that, huh? Well, he sure does look tough, but look over there, Lord Beerus. That god of destruction sure looks very angry at Voltrix, but is it me, or does it almost look like Lord Rino is about to do something?" with Beerus responding, "Now you listen, and you listen up well, Goku. No matter what happens between Rino and his warriors, you are not to get involved. Do you understand? This is Rino's universe here, and so you are not about to stick your nose in his business here, for that is not for either you or I to decide on what takes place here." "Lord Rino, I'm very sorry," Voltrix went on to chime in. "This Saiyan warrior from the 7th was far stronger than I originally anticipated for him to be, and I let myself get carried away into thinking that I had him beaten when it turns out that he was hiding his true power the entire time," with Rino chiming in, "How dare you choose to open your mouth and speak to me after what just happened out there with you, mortal. I warned you once before, and so you knew what was bound to happen. And as such, the punishment for your failure to secure a victory over Universe 7, along with your embarrassing performance against that Saiyan, will be far worse than death itself, for you are no longer needed," Rino continues. "And for me to put my trust in you only for you to spit in my face and fail will be something that I will not tolerate. You should have listened when I first went on to warn you that this would ultimately happen if you failed, Voltrix. Now disappear, Hakai," Rino shouts. To where from out of nowhere within that moment, to the sudden shock and surprise of everyone there, Universe 13's God of Destruction did not waste a single moment in meaning business, as Rino then went on to continue, "I have zero patience for those who are unwilling and unable to get the jobs that I set out for them to be done. And I'll be damned if I would allow for my universe to be comprised of such miserable, weak, mortal creatures, no matter who they are, for they mean nothing to me if they cannot set out what I have instructed for them to do." He really did it. That destroyer actually went ahead and erased his own fighter, Gohan comments, but why? Voltrix didn't deserve to be erased for losing? As even Goku went on to then question, did Lord Rino seriously just erase one of his own on the spot like that? But that's just awful, with Beerus chiming in, oh, that hothead Rino is just as vicious as I remembered him being. Well, never mind that, because it's like I said, just remain where you are and do not stick your nose in Rino's business here, Goku. But Rino did not stop there, because right before having to initiate the battle between Saifron and Gohan was when Rino then went on to shout, and so now unless you wish to suffer the same fate as he did, Saifron, then you will go and use everything that you have to rip this mortal apart and win. And so now begin.
Damn, but that nigga Rino loose.
Alright, Saiyan, and so now let's just see how you stack up, Saifron went on to then quickly shout, because for someone to make as bold of a claim as the one that you made to insinuate that you've been trained by a Namekian is one that I would just like to see for myself, engaging you to see what your fighting abilities are like. God, what the heck? His grip is insanely tight, Gohan then went on to quickly respond. Oh, I knew that something like this was bound to happen, Goku went on to then chime in. This isn't good, and with that God of Destruction seriously meaning business with how he wants things to be done, Gohan's got to try and fight his way through. Oh, be careful with the way this guy fights, Gohan. He is more than likely able to do exactly what Piccolo can do, and so you gotta hurry and break free from his hold on you, with Gohan then responding, I can't lose now when I'm so close towards making it to the finals against that God of Destruction, and so I've got to try and see if I can blast his arm off and fast. Oh, nice try, but that won't work, Gohan shouts, to which as Gohan was now shown blasting Saifron was when Goku then went on to respond, yes, that was perfect, a direct hit right on the arm too, but why isn't Saifron's arm just releasing its grip on Gohan, with Whis responding, well, that's because Gohan's attack didn't really work on Saifron for it to be successful enough to remove his grip on your son. Take a closer look, Whis adds. Did you honestly think that I wasn't expecting for you to go and try and take my arm off? Saifron then went on to surprisingly ask, and so now just for that, I am going to enjoy draining you of all of your energy just before going to use it against you and knocking you out clean. And so now don't try to fight it either, because you'll only be making things worse, so it's better to just stop fighting the urge that you have to continue and just accept what's coming. Wait,
shut your bitch ass up.
So this Namekian can just drain me of my energy and just somehow use it against me like some kind of concentrated weapon of sorts? Oh, like hell you will, because I've battled guys who were able to do the exact same thing, and they all lost too, Gohan then continues to shout. So you might seem a bit sturdy to take down at first, but mark my words, you have no idea what you're up against here, and you aren't going to beat me no matter what. You may choose to go and believe whatever you want, Saifron responds, but you and I both know that as long as I have you within my grasp, you aren't going anywhere. But if you truly aren't bluffing about wielding more power and insist that you will win, then why don't you try and go and prove it to me? To which, as Gohan was now shown doing, it was only just before Gohan had then proceeded to go on the offensive.
Whoop this nigga's ass, bro.
Well, this is most certainly turning into a very entertaining battle. But what say you, Lord Rino? What are your thoughts on this Saiyan mortal Gohan from Universe 7? I could care less about this weakling, which only continues to anger me that much more, especially after seeing as to how Voltrix was able to lose to someone like this. All I care about is having Saifron reach Beerus, and that's all. Even if he is destroyed after reaching him, it will only set the stage for me and Beerus to battle against one another anyway, with Goku then responding, oh yes, good, just like that. And although this looks like it may not be an easy victory here, I know that Gohan has what it takes to get the job done here and win. You're not bad, Universe 7, Saifron went on to grab onto Gohan's punch by responding, but as fast as you are, I'm that much faster than you, with Gohan responding, oh, is that right? Well, I doubt that, but I guess I'll leave it up to the expert here to prove me wrong then.
Oh shit, talk your shit, Gohan.
Then Saifron went on to quickly respond by attempting to get behind Goku and grabbing him, but don't say that I didn't. What the? With Gohan then questioning, what was that? What's wrong? I thought you said that my speed was nothing compared compared to a professional like yourself, so what happened? Could it be that you were wrong?
Talk your shit, Gohan.
So, Saifron. And I didn't just learn from the best either, Gohan continues, but rather from the very greatest in our entire universe. And since you really wanted to see what I was made of, then I will gladly be the first to show you, because just like it was when I told my dad, I will forge my own path to greatness, and I will do it in my own unique way. Well, this doesn't appear to look good, Lord Rino, Pinota went on to chime in, as I'm starting to fear that perhaps this Saiyan mortal truly isn't as weak and frail as you'd thought he'd be, with Rino chiming in. And just what in the world does Saifron think he's doing up there? He's losing ground and fast, just like that idiot Vultrix did when he underestimated him. This is starting to become very annoying for me to watch, Pinota, and I refuse to accept this ludicrous idea that Beerus's warriors in Universe 7 are simply stronger than mine, especially not after having to break that one who's standing over there next to him nearly in half. I'm starting to lose my patience here, with Goku then shown shouting, "Oh yeah, just look at him go! Yes, just like that, you're doing great out there, Gohan! And so turn this entire battle around on him and show him as to why you aren't someone to be messed with." I wouldn't celebrate just yet, Saiyan, so now calm down, Beerus went on to then quickly respond. Until one of them falls, this battle will continue as seen, with Whis then responding, "You know, I'm actually starting to wonder now, Goku, so why exactly isn't Gohan training the same way that both you and Vegeta have in recent years?" Whis question.
I've been wondering that too, Toriyama. That nigga Gohan, all Gohan got to do is train a year with Whis. Oh my god, nigga, 6 months with Whis. To be honest, 3 months. I don't. Man, that's all Gohan got to do. To be honest, this nigga turned into the strongest character in Dragon Ball. Is in Dragon Ball history, nigga. Not just playing. Nah.
It's not like your son is new to fighting or anything of the sort, but I am rather curious on why he doesn't join you and Vegeta when you both go up and about your business to train with one another, with Goku responding, "Well, there's actually a lot more as to why Gohan doesn't train like me and Vegeta, and so Gohan just doesn't really like to fight like how me and Vegeta love to fight, you know? Gohan's more of a working man these days, you know? He's a scholar, he's a father and a husband, and so he has a lot of response." But then, it was only from out of nowhere, just before Goku even had the chance to finish, where Beerus then went on to cut Goku off by then responding, "Oh, just stop it, Goku. All I'm hearing are a bunch of sorry excuses as to why he doesn't want to train. And so with each day that he shies away from his warrior blood is just another day wasted and a slap to the face of his heritage and to the legacy of the Saiyans, which obviously makes up for more than one half of who he is. And of all of the mysteries of the universe, the one that I fail to understand is why your son, with all of his potential, would still choose mediocrity," with Goku quickly responding, "Oh, now come on, Lord Beerus, and what about you? When was the last time that even you yourself had gone as far as to do any sort of real training with Whis? And with all of these former universes restored and all those former gods of destruction back, aren't you a little worried that one of them, or maybe most of them, would beat you in a fight, since, well, all you really do is eat, sleep, and yell at me and Vegeta?" with Beerus then responding, "And you're acting like I'm scared of them, Saiyan. I don't need to train. I'm stronger than all of them as it is, with or without me having the need to get up and do something about it with Whis. And so don't compare the two here, Saiyan," with Rino then having to respond, "You're giving that puny little Saiyan too much room to move around and attack you, mortal. This shouldn't be that hard for you to see, especially with the way he's moving. And so now turn this fight around in your favor and squash that skinny little man like a bug, damn it." Well, this is starting to look like it'll be a very close battle to call, my lord, Pinota responds. "Just give it up, Saifron. You aren't going to beat me here, and you know it," Gohan then went on to shout by missing one of his strikes. "And so just forfeit now," with Saifron then quickly responding, "Forfeit to a Saiyan? I'd rather die over 1,000 deaths before that ever happens."
Oh shit.
In which, upon Saifron quickly being shown having to blast Gohan back before having to pursue him was when Rino then went on to chime back in. Yes, that's right, there we go, just like that. And so now don't stop laying it into that Saiyan until he quits or dies on the battlefield. Avenge our loss by the hands of Voltrix and finish this Saiyan mortal off now. I'm on it now, Lord Rino, Saffron quickly responds. He's not going anywhere. And so now to move on in and finish him off for good, to which as Saffron was then shown doing was when Saffron then went on to continue. And I hope that you are ready to carry the weight of your failure back to Universe 7, Saiyan. This was never anything personal, to which surprisingly enough, as soon as Saffron was then shown throwing a kick with Gohan blocking it was when Gohan then went on to respond. Sorry, but I'm not quite done with our quits already, Saffron. Especially not while I still have way more gas in the tank than you think I do. Alright, Gohan, that's my boy. He knew exactly when and where this Saffron guy was going to strike, Goku says, with Beerus then quickly responding, very good, just like that, you see? Now start taking notes, Goku, because your son might be a better battle strategist than you. And so now go and finish him off, Saiyan, so that way we can be done with them. But I don't understand, Saffron then went on to quickly question. You shouldn't have been able to block off my attack that quickly after being struck by a stray energy blast. You know, I don't know what your deal was with the Saiyans in your universe, Gohan then went on to respond, but well, in our universe, we Saiyans aren't as cruel as the ones that you've encountered here. And so listen, maybe you can come and see that for yourself one day in case you don't.
That nigga ain't about to see shit for himself, nigga.
Only then will you come face to face with one of my greatest teachers and best friends, Piccolo, the strongest Namekian. And so I don't sense any evil inside of your heart or anything. So I know that you're only doing what Lord Rino is telling you to do, but we are not like those who you fought against before. Well, maybe you're right, Universe 7. Perhaps I was mistaken about you and your kind, Saffron continues. But it still doesn't change the fact that my universe must prevail over yours. And if I have to run you and that other Saiyan down into the ground to do it, then I'll gladly do you both the honors and turn you both into my prime examples. And what's even more fascinating is this Piccolo that you keep talking about, Saffron continues. Now tell me, why would a Namekian ever agree to help a Saiyan grow as a warrior? It's not within our nature to aid savages, Saiyan. Yeah, well, and that's where you're wrong, Gohan responds, because we fought against and alongside Piccolo for decades, and so if there was ever anyone that I could
Gohan said we like he was there,
dad, then it was Piccolo for sure. But you know, not for nothing, and so don't take this the wrong way or anything, but well, if this were Piccolo fighting you right now, then you wouldn't even come close in beating him. But who am I to say, right? I'm just another Saiyan, just like you said, but yet you don't seem to be having a quick and easy time of winning here, now are you? With Saffron responding, well, I never honestly thought that I would ever say this, but I actually like you, kid. But it's just too bad that you and your people come from a pathetically weak and second-hand universe when compared to ours here. Gohan, was it? Yeah, that's it. Well, it looks like we are at a stalemate here, but that won't last for very long, Saffron continues. This universe and everyone inside of it is made up from a different breed, Saiyan, and so you're out of options here. Yeah, well, I'm kind of glad that you still think that way about our universe, because the taste of victory will be that much sweeter once you lose, Gohan quickly went on to then respond. And if you still don't want to believe me, then I'll be more than happy to show you exactly what we're all about in my universe, Saffron. So try not to blink. Solar flare, Gohan shouts, with Saffron questioning, What are you doing? And just what kind of a technique is this? Oh, now I see what his strategy
Gohan
went on to then chime in. Since I'm sure that Gohan already knows that Saffron is blind in one eye, his immediate tactic is to try and destabilize Saffron by making sure that he
blind in
can't
one eye.
see. God, what's happening? I can't see a thing, Saffron continues, with Destroyer Rino chiming in. But of course he'd take advantage by using a blinding technique to try and claim victory. Oh, you better fight back and not even think about going down to this worm, Rino then went on to shout. But even despite this, it had already looked as though it was too late, because as soon as Gohan was from that point then shown going on the offensive before having to be shown having to knock Saffron on down to the ground was when Gohan then went on to respond. I'm sorry that it's got to end like this, but it's do or die, and I didn't come into this universe with the intention to lose. And now to lay him down and out and finish this for good. Yes, he's wide open. This is my chance, and so I can't miss my shot and drill right down into him while I can. You guys over here have a lot to work on, Gohan then went on to shout by proceeding on down. But you're certainly a group of fighters that I'd love to come back and fight again someday. But until then, it'll be me and my universe that wins the day. To which in stunning fashion, with Gohan from that point then shown stomping Saffron on down before having to back up, was when Beerus went on to chime in. And there it is! Now that's the raw fighting spirit that I wanted to see come from Gohan. He's done for, Whis. And so count him down and out, for Universe 13 is now left with no other mortal warriors to fight for them. Yes, he did it, Goku then went on to shout. Gohan really did it and pushed us into fighting into the final rounds of the exhibition. Oh, and what a battle it was. And so there you have it, Whis went on to then shout. Did it. And once again, Son Gohan from the 7th universe has officially defeated Saffron from Universe 13 via knockouts. And with Universe 13 now down to its last and most dangerous representative to face in the final rounds on Universe 7's behalf, with the rules that have been put in place, Pinata went on to then add, Son Gohan from the 7th universe will now advance into the final rounds of this exhibition event, as he will hereby be left to face Universe 13's God of Destruction, Lord Rino, as both his and Universe 7's final opponents. You really did it, Gohan! I always knew that you had it within you to be a great fighter, Goku then went on to shout by telling Gohan. And now all that leaves us with is just one more, and our universe will win with a clean sweep. You did great, Goku continues.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Dad. I never lost my old ways, and I think I'm really
scared. I'm scared now.
Hang of this the more I fight, and so I told you all that you can count on me to get the job done. And so now one more
I already know what's about to come up, man.
Able to finally go
let this nigga go. I'm about to transform.
What an absolute disgrace. Your inadequacy is a stain upon the honor of my title, Rino went on to then comment. An ugly blemish upon the fearsome legacy that I have built throughout the eons, and you spit in my face. I am Lord Rino, God of Destruction of Universe 13, whose very whisper brings even the mightiest of beings to their knees in terror. And yet here I stand, represented by the likes of weaklings like you and Voltrix. And it is a mockery that I simply cannot bear, and nor will I allow for this to stand. And so if I must go and prove myself yet again, then that will be exactly what I will go and do. Your very existence is a testament to the pathetic hubris of mortal ambition, Rino continues, especially after failing to represent my universe in battle. And you were given a chance, a very rare privilege, to fight under my banner, to bask in the shadow of my supreme power, and yet you squandered it all with your feeble attempts at taking down one lousy mortal warrior. And so as punishment for your pathetic attempts of beating this mortal Saiyan, you will hereby, just like Voltrix, be destroyed.
Damn.
Which once again, to the sudden shock and surprise of everyone there, with Rino now being shown having to Hakai yet another one of his own members, was when this act itself had now gone as far as to garner everyone's attention, as Goku then went on to respond, You've got to be kidding me. He erased both of them, and without a care in the world. Oh, but how can just someone even think about that's enough? Goku Beerus went on to quickly chime in. I told you to leave it be and stay out of Rino's affairs here in Universe 13, and so what is done is done.
Damn.
With Gohan responding, I can't believe believe the things that I'm seeing that's coming from this guy. He erased both of them just like that, just gone without a trace. Oh, and so this destroyer is without a doubt so much more ruthless and barbaric than even Lord Beerus is, because at least Lord Beerus would put aside his anger to try and reason with us in case something were to go wrong, but not this guy. And it looks like he's up next as my final opponent. As Rino went on to them respond,
that's crazy.
They always say that if you want to go and get something done, then sometimes you've got to go and get it done yourself. And so now you will be facing me, Saiyan, and you will not win, for I am going to break you in more ways than one, as I will go on to make sure that this will be the last face that your eyes will ever have the chance to see. As it is only right then and there now, during that moment, where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the Resurrected Fallen Gods of Destruction, the Universe 13 Saga Manga Chapter number 7 special then comes to a close. Now, before anything else,
Gohan, I like the shine Gohan getting, but ooh, this nigga about to get his ass whooped, man. I already know. He had a good run. He beat 2 warriors, you know what I'm saying? 2 warriors that was, you know what I'm saying? They're weak, but hey, Gohan with their ass though, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That nigga said Piccolo couldn't beat him. I mean, Piccolo could beat him. I was like, Piccolo could beat him. I mean, I'm not saying Piccolo weak, but you know what I'm saying? Compared to Gohan, then, to a Vegeta and Goku scale, I mean, like, they pretty weak. And, yeah. And, shout out to, UnrealEntGaming, man. And, don't do Gohan too bad next chapter. I can feel it. I already know. And, you like my reactions, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.